as a group wanted to go over there, and get positive results, but obviously it wasn't the case, and it's very disappointing. From the playing group wise, I think we're a bit hard on us. We're definitely hard on ourselves this week. We've got a big game against Hurricanes, and we need to look in the mirror and get better individually and as a group. So we're being positive. A lot of positive messages coming from the coaches as well as the playing group. But again, we're going to be really hard on ourselves this week and disappointing about the results.
You're saying you're hard on yourself. What's the main message? What do you need to I don't know, address and fix up immediately?
I think it's just for us is the attention to detail. That's the most important thing I think coming out of all the meetings. The attention to how we want to play the game. I think parts of the game we played well and we played the way we wanted to play and the way we've been training. And then other parts, we didn't stick to the structures that we've set. So obviously the attention to detail is something that we've looked at, reviewing the games and obviously throughout this week.
Going away from that game plan, is there mixed messaging coming from the coaching box, or are you going out there not quite understanding what to do, or what is it?
No, I don't think it's anything to do with from the coach's point of view. I think it's a player thing. For us, we need to stick to what we've been practicing all week, and I think just under the pressure, we go away from that. So, we've addressed it, and it's a lot of positive vibes coming out this morning. After having a big gym session with Big Thorny. So, we're driving the positivity.
How do you think the first week went with working with the new number 10 in attack?
Yeah, it was definitely different, with Quady being out. But I think Jakey brings his own kind of game and the way he wants to play the game. So, it wasn't too much of a difference, but I guess we didn't really go forward in attack. I was disappointed about how I performed as well throughout the week, throughout the game, sorry. And, it's something where I want to get better at, to help the team and contribute better.
Do you feel as if you're being utilised enough?
Oh no, I think so. I'm using my strengths where I need to use my strengths, but we've got a lot of great attacking weapons throughout the field, and I think the more we utilise everyone as a team, and it'll be better. We've worked on that throughout the week when we were away. I think the bond of the boys are going really well, and we just need to get it from the training paddock to the game.
So you've spoken a lot about you guys play your own game, you're confident you'll be competitive.
Yep.
Is that still the case? Do you think if you guys, they're the only real evidence we've seen of that is probably against the Crusaders, do you still think that's true?
Yeah, there's plenty of room for improvement, but as well as with our game plan, if we stick to the structures that we've been practicing all through pre-season and throughout the week before the game, I think we put ourselves in a better position than we have in the past couple of weeks.
So did you think you guys played that style of game you're talking about? Do you think you played that against the Jaguares?
No, I don't think so. I think we started well. We created opportunities, but we're just not finishing at the end of it. And then, obviously with the 2 yellow cards, that was a bit hard for numbers wise. And after that, we kind of fell away from what we wanted to do. But again, that's the discipline place where we've got to be disciplined enough to stick to our structures. And no matter the numbers or the situation of the game is in, we just need to stick to it.
Defensively, you guys, particularly the first half, won't crash hot. I heard Stiles, he gave you a bit of a rev up at half time. What did he say in the sheds at half time?
Yeah, we looked at defensively, and I guess it's our one-on-ones. Getting in a good position to make those one-on-one tackles. That's what I guess let us down in the Jaguars game, but it's something that we want to work on this week, and especially against a team like Hurricanes, we want to be on point with that.
Discipline seems to be a real issue with you guys. Is that a case of frustration creeping in, or can you pinpoint why keep getting carded or keep getting penalties away?
Yeah, it's a bit hard. I don't want to go too much into it with the decisions the referee's made in that, but the ref makes a decision, we've got to stick with it. So I guess for us, in those situations, we just got to be smarter, with our tackle technique or whatever it may be, to not be put in those situations, because we've been in there, I think 2 weeks now, and it's not where we want to be.
Stilesy, how's it feel to be back, mate, after that sort of disappointing trip?
Oh yeah, disappointing in terms of 2 losses. That's what we're trying to do, is win football games. It's great to be back. Fly around the world for 2 games of rugby. It's a pretty interesting competition, but yeah, good to be back home now. Hurricanes this weekend, and then after that we've got a lot of conference games, which will be obviously very important for us.
Just ask Samu, there's been a lot of talk in the first 5 weeks that if you guys play your own game, you're confident you can be competitive. Is that confidence still there, do you think, despite the 4 straight losses?
Yeah, 4 straight losses, but in those 4 losses, Crusaders game, we should have won that. Simple as that. So you're close to winning games, but Super Rugby close isn't good enough. There's little aspects of our game around some individual knowledge and skill execution that we've got to fix up, or we'll still be talking about the same things in a few weeks' time.
Leroy Houston, Nick, any early indications whether you'll be able to play him Saturday?
Yeah, I was disappointed for Leroy. He has trained exceptionally hard through the pre-season and was looking forward to giving him an opportunity against the Jaguars. Unfortunately, he copped a thumb in the eye, one of the last training sessions, and scratched him, literally. He saw the specialist yesterday, and probably early indications are that he might miss this weekend at this point in time.
1 week?
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. It's just eyes are a pretty sensitive sort of thing, but at this stage, hopefully it looks like 1 week.
You've got to change a lot with Quade being out and Jake coming in and starting at 10. How do you think he handled the first game, and what do you look at, I suppose, to try and change before the Hurricanes?
Firstly, with Quade being out, Jake had been training with us for 6 months, so he knows the patterns of play and how we're trying to play the game as well as what Quade does. I thought probably he was, his first 80 minutes he was solid without really doing too much, and he'll be better for his first outing of the year. In terms of what we've got to do, I think I touched on it earlier, just getting our knowledge right at key points in time and execution at key points in time, and that's what sport is. The good teams do that under pressure, and that's where we've got to get to.
Are you frustrated at some of the discipline and some of the costs that you've had to bear there?
Listen, I think the rugby fan in general is frustrated and disappointed at the moment with how things are going, so I'm in good company.
Nick, it reads as if there's a few different dynamics going on in Southern Hemisphere rugby in terms of the format of the comp. But having been to South Africa, then Argentina, then back home, do you have a personal view about what a competition of that scale, whether it's a good thing for Australian rugby or in isolation Australian rugby?
Super Rugby has been fantastic for Australian rugby over the course of professionalism. It's definitely at a point in time now where we need to really assess things and the structure of the competition, and that's already gone on with Sansa. People a lot smarter and brighter than me have sat down at tables and worked out what they want to do, and myself, like everyone else, is keen to hear that direction moving forward.
Just back on to Jake, how did you feel he meshed with Bobby in that first 65 minutes that they played together?
They played solidly. First half of the game, we actually created two, maybe 3 genuine chances to score tries, and we didn't finish those off. Took a wrong option to kick the ball through. Prop ended up in the wrong position and cut off 4 backs v1 defender. So we were close, and I thought they were solid without being great.
You said post-match that there are a few areas of concern, in particular, was it the defensive stuff that really worries you out of that performance?
No, it was a tale of 2 halves. First half, I was probably more disappointed with our defence in the first half. I thought our tackling was poor. We just fell off too many tackles, and because of that, we couldn't play any solid field position. We actually put up some pretty good kicks and chased hard on them, but then fell off the tackles at the backside of it, and then that brought their wingers and fullbacks into play, which are really good runners and steppers of the ball, and they hurt us on the counter attack. So I was disappointed in the first half with tackling, and then thought we fixed that up a lot better in the second half. We tackled better, which meant then we had better field position, and to be honest, in that last 20 minutes I thought we had that game. I felt we had all the momentum. If we could have scored that try where Kay spills the ball, where we had a nice line break from Samu, I've got no doubt we go on and win that game, but that's probably where we're at. We didn't finish those key moments.
You're talking about before, it comes down to a case of being smarter in different areas of the game. Some are saying, it's going to take a bit of a look in the mirror and basically back to the drawing board. Is that the case? You start fresh now, you're back home, you've got the Hurricanes, and you have a bit of an honesty session with each other this week and go again?
Oh, listen, you've got to be honest with yourself each week. I've been extremely honest with the group from day one. There's no situations where we're going to sit down in a circle and pour our hearts out. We know what we've got to do each week. It's not a matter of going back to the drawing board and starting again, because, as I mentioned, there's probably first half 2 or 3 try chances we left out there. In the second half, probably 3. So you're creating opportunities. But our skill execution at key moments has got to improve, and that's not a matter of going back to the drawing board. It's a matter of getting out here in the training park and working on the individual skills and being better.
Nick, out of the game in Argentina, is everyone from that team available for selection?
Yeah, listen, at this stage most of them are. Isaac Rodder had a bit of an ankle injury. When you're 10 foot tall and you come down from line out, so you have a habit of rolling your ankles and whatnot. So he definitely rolled his ankle. I'm not sure of the severity of it yet, but he's probably the main one in doubt from the game.